trapped in a brutal human rebellion camp during an alien invasion. Gentle veterinarian Fawn is forced to treat the captured draconian King Alduin, the very enemy her people fear most. But when his fierce red eyes meet hers, and his lethal claws hesitate, a dangerous attraction ignites. One wrong move could mean death for them both. Will Fawn's compassion doom humanity, or awaken something far more powerful in the Dark King? Alduin soared through the skies with his elite warriors Salopner and Odhaving, hunting a band of human rebels who had vanished into the dense forest. Something felt wrong. The humans' primitive weapons suddenly erupted, bullets ricocheting off their wing armor. Alduin dove into the fray, his bloodlust surging as he crushed and slashed through the ambush. It was a trap. More humans than expected surrounded them. Taz! It's an ambush, he roared. He fought fiercely, tearing through enemies, but a blade pierced his shoulder through a gap in his armor, impossible with human metal. Then a dart struck his neck. The world spun as tranquilizers flooded his system. His warriors fell unconscious. Alduin collapsed, humans pinning him down. In his final act of defiance, he unleashed flames that consumed one attacker. Before darkness claimed him, he awoke strapped to a cold metal table, body aching, temperature dangerously low on this frigid planet. Restraint snapped as he surged up, grabbing the nearest human by the throat. Sky blue eyes wide with terror met his. A fragile female. Her sweet scent and gentle presence made him hesitate, just long enough for a blow to the head to send him back into unconsciousness. Fawn trembled as the massive draconian slumped. Cade, the camp's ruthless leader with cold green eyes, lowered his gun. "Fix it or I'll end it," he snarled, warning her not to interfere. Alone with the alien, Fawn carefully removed his ornate golden armor, revealing powerful black scales, corded muscles, and intricate silver undergarments. She treated his wounds despite the terror, her hands steady on the towering warrior, who could crush her in an instant. Later, Alduin woke in an infernite cage, nearly unbreakable draconian steel. Fury boiled as he spotted the red-haired human bathing animals. He lunged, claws ripping her clothes as she screamed. Days passed with tension building. Cade starved him and muzzled him after another violent clash. Fawn defied orders, secretly feeding him and tending his injuries, risking Cade's wrath. Cade discovered her disobedience and beat her brutally in front of young Simon. Alduin watched helplessly, his rage shifting. He no longer wanted to simply destroy her. Something deeper stirred. Fawn returned despite her bruises, approaching the cage with medicine. Alduin tested her, stretching his injured leg close to the bars. She treated him gently. A fragile trust formed. Simon joined, and they began communicating through drawings and simple names. Fawn. Alduin. The alien king softened toward the skittish, but kind human, who saw life as sacred. Cade decided to move Alduin from the cage into chains, for better use in trades. Fawn suggested a bath to avoid more tranquilizers. In the washroom, Alduin pulled her close, wings enveloping her protectively, warning her with stern words she couldn't fully understand. Tension crackled between them. News came from Fawn's friend Lily at a sister camp. They held Salopner, but Cade had tortured him horribly, plucking feathers, cutting horns, blinding one eye. Fawn smuggled a message. Alduin's rage exploded upon reading it. In a blind fury, he broke his muzzle and grabbed Fawn by the throat, before realizing who she was. Horror filled him as he gently cradled her, wings shielding her while he apologized in soft draconian tones. Recovering, they communicated more deeply through drawings. Alduin sketched his life. Fawn shared hers. He taught basic gestures of his people. When Fawn greeted him with a lover's forehead touch, soul shock, the air thickened with heat and longing. Lily interrupted, pulling her away in panic. Fawn visited Lily's camp to treat Solokner. The injured warrior lashed out in pain and fear, burning her legs. Before realizing the mistake, Fawn persisted, healing his wounds despite the danger. Solokner later tried taking Lily hostage during a chaotic moment, but was tranquilized. A bond of reluctant understanding formed amid the violence. Back at her camp, Fawn greeted Alduin properly as Sol Shah. He embraced her, wings folding around her, purring deeply. For the first time, the king considered defying his people's expectations. For this fragile human, who saw beyond the monster, they spent hours together. Alduin explained draconian games, his royal past, and forms, his true greater form, a majestic, powerful dragon-like being. Attraction deepened. He healed her burns with rare white royal fire, then pulled her close, hands exploring her thighs, bodies pressed together in heated tension. Fawn panicked at the intensity, but melted into his purr and gentle restraint. He rested his head on her chest, promising no rush. Fawn learned of Alduin's long life, past arranged betrothal he rejected, and his kingship. She drew her own life story for him. Duty called her on a dangerous supply run to the city ruins. Before leaving, Alduin bit her shoulder in a claiming mark, releasing a scent that would hide her from other draconians. The pain was intense, but it protected her. In the city, disaster struck, grounders attacked, Lavender fell, and was captured. Fawn witnessed the cruelty, her grief overwhelming Alduin across the distance through their budding bond. Days later, Fawn returned broken. Alduin, having nearly freed himself, sensed her sorrow. When she entered, he broke his remaining chains. Cade and his men burst in. In a blur of fury, Alduin killed them, snapping necks, tearing with claws to protect Fawn and secure freedom. Blood painted the room. Fawn recoiled in horror at the violence against her own people. She fled toward an escape vent, but Alduin caught her gently, pinning her without harm. "Don't be afraid, Sol Shah," he cooed, wiping her tears. A surviving human attacked. Alduin defended himself, suffering a broken wing. Fawn, despite terror, turned back. She reset the bone, bandaged it with improvised splints from his old cuffs, and helped him dress in lighter clothes. With Cade dead, Fawn knew staying meant death. She led Alduin to the camp's edge, urging him toward the city while she fetched Simon. But the king, now free and protective, crouched low in the shadows, silently hunting after her, refusing to leave his Sol Shah behind.